Hi everyone and welcome to my craft room this afternoon. So today I'm going to be doing a quick little project for a 50th birthday card. And this is the garden window sheet. So I'm going to start off by making my card base. The card base, this is a sheet of 250 GSM card and it measures 7 by 14 inches. I'm just going to take one side up to meet the other corners and I'm just going to gently press, and then using my bone folder tool I'm just going to get a nice crease, and then that will make my card blank. So taking the sheet, I'm going to use my Tonic Studios mini guillotine and I'm going to cut out the main topper on the design. And then using a walnut little ink pad, I'm just going to add some distressing around the outside just to make the design a little bit more vintage looking. The topper prepared. Just pop that to one side for the moment, and then I'm gonna cut out the base layer. I love the colour of this polka dot paper. It's a really nice colour. It is also available as a polka dot backing paper itself in the album, if you were interested in this on its own. And the design sheet's been done, I did two, one for square parts and one for rectangle. So it's up to you which format you want to use. Overemphasising a little bit more of the ink in the corners, and then that's the base plate prepared. Now, just to make the topper stand out and to make the colours pop, I'm going to mount that onto some gold mirror card. So I'm going to pop that on my guillotine. I'm just going to roughly measure the size that I need. And sand down the other side. I'm just going to take my tape pen and apply some of the adhesive right around the outside. I'm going to try and get as near to the edge as I can, just to make sure that the top is nice and secure. And then I will offer the topper up. So I've got a nice little frame around the outside. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger on the bottom, so I'm just going to take a little bit more off. There we go. I've got a nice little gold frame now around the topper. While I've got all those out, I'm going to pop a little frame around the backing paper as well. And so I add some more adhesive, trying to get as near to the edge as possible to make sure that the paper is securely stuck down. I'm using the bone folder just to make sure I'm nice and flat. Take the trimmer again, and I just want a nice little edge all the way around the outside. A little bit more off the bottom. So I'm going to start with a base layer. Now, because the other side of the mirror card is craft card, I'm going to take some of my Recollections glue from Michael's. This is a mixed media glue. And I'm just going to apply some of this, and that'll just make sure that I get a really good adhesive hold on it. Also as well, when you use the mixed media glue, you do have a little bit of wiggle room, so I'm going to line up the card blank with my craft mat, and then using the lines as a little guide, it helps me line up where I want my topper to be, my base topper. More of the mixed media glue just to make sure it's really stuck down. And the nice thing about using the polka dot paper is it actually gives you a rough line, so it's quite easy to match up where you want your topper to be. You just follow the little lines down. The guide off the polka dot design, and there's my topper already in place. Now this card's for a gentleman, but why can't gentlemen have flowers? So I'm just going to add some of this lovely moss. It's reindeer moss, which is dried, and I don't know whether you can actually see in the design, but there's actually moss in the design of the card, which is why I thought this would look quite nice. So I'm just going to break little sections off, and then using my Yoo-Hoo Cool Melt glue gun, I'm just going to apply a few globules of glue. And it actually looks as though this is part of the window box. Also add a little bit in the topiary tray if you wanted to. That's the great thing about these toppers. It's up to you how much or how little you want to add to them. It depends whether you're going to be mailing it as well. This would look really nice with big 3D flowers on. But as this is for a gentleman, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. Using my little dollar store paper punches. I'm going to punch some of this rather vibrant orange construction paper. I think I'll have 3 orange. And I think I already have in my trusty little caddy some tiny little punched red ones. I'm running low on the red cards, so I knew I had some already made. So all I'm going to do for these is I'm going to take my ball tool, and this is just a very generic double-ended ball tool that you can get in most craft shops, and these have already been done, but it's been in the caddy, so I'll just give them a little bit more impression. All I'm doing is pressing down into the centre onto my foam mat. This foam mat I got in a set with my tonic ball tool. It's actually called a flower forming mat, if you want to have a look for these online. Now on the design itself is some little orange flowers, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to accent the orange flowers in. Now when I'm working with embellishments, especially flowers, I always like to work in odd numbers. Being a florist, when I did my training, I was always taught to use odd numbers. So that's just naturally stuck with me and transposed into my card making. It's a little bit more pleasing on the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some white chrysanthemums in the design here. So I'm going to change over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use my snowflake punch as a flower, just to give a different look. I'm going to punch 3 of these and give them a little shape. Now with these designs, like I say, it's up to you how much detail you want to put into them. Using my dollar store glitter pens, I'm just going to add a little bit of lovely green glitter just to accent some of the foliage in the design, and this will really make the card shimmer. A beautiful conifer topiary tree, and just to accent some of the leaves in there and some of the foliage in the box. There we go. Hopefully you'll be able to pick that up on the camera. And just adding that little bit of sparkle. They'll really make this look like an expensive shop bought card by adding a different dimension and different colours onto it. So using my Tonic Nouveau crystal drops, I'm gonna just add a little detail into the centre of the flowers. Now I've been using crystal drops for a really long time, but sometimes it's quite difficult to get the dots really tiny, so what I would do is I would just have a little practice on a bit of scrap card or scrap paper, and then when you're happy with the size of the dots, you can then do them onto your design. And what you want to do is squeeze and then pull up, and what that'll do is it'll create little beads for you, which will actually look like little flat back pearl embellishments when it's dried. Now, Nouveau drops do take a few hours to dry, so be patient with it. When you're finished, pop it to one side and let them really sit and dry before you touch it. Now I'm going to add some lovely red glitter. These glitter pens were literally from the dollar store. I think I paid about $3 for a set of 2, 4, 6. There was 10 in the set, and they have been really good value. I've really enjoyed using these, and the colours that you can add to your cards are pretty amazing. And using some stickles. I'm just going to add a little bit of detail to the centre of these. Give it a little shake just to loosen up some of the glitter, because what I'm doing is when I'm squeezing it down, I'm just getting the clear out and not the glitter. So there we go. And I don't want to go too floral. This is for a gentleman, but I think that's quite subtle. Now, the design sheet itself came with a little panel that I could have used to mat and layer and put on as a separate element, and it also comes with a range of sentiments. Now, this gentleman's 50, so I have done a separate happy 50th birthday topper. So just to tie it in with everything else, I am going to take my walnut ink pad, and I'm just going to go right round the outside and just add that lovely walnut stain, just to tie it in with the rest of the card. I don't have my dies in the room with me, so what I'm going to do is, which you'll be able to see on the finished photos later, I'm just going to die cut the next size up to this, so I'll have a nice little circular border for the 50 to sit on, and I think I'll place that up in that corner. And what I'll do is I will glue this sentiment topper onto the mirror board, and then I will add my 3D foam tape just to give it a little bit of elevation so it stands up on the card. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Nouveau drops And I'm just going to add a little bead, tiny bit of detail just to those top 3 corners. Need to order some more. I'm just nearing the end of the bottle, so I have to give it a big squeeze. There we go. Well, I hope you like this little video. Don't forget to pop over to my Facebook group, where I will literally list a full, like a recipe for a meal. I will do an ingredients list of everything that I've used in this video, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, and I would really love it if you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that the notification bell is clicked and you will get notified of the next video when it's published.